In war and darkness we ignite the spark. Flames of fury like the callous heart. Steel meets leather, flesh on fire. Adrenaline rush, burning higher and higher. WrestleManiacs attack, no turning back. WrestleManiacs attack under the blood moon. Broken bones, wounds that never heal. Minds on the edge, feel the raw deal. Chaos in the ring, sweat dripping rain. Tear down the walls, feel the unchained pain. WrestleManiacs attack, no turning back. WrestleManiacs attack under the blood moon. WrestleManiacs attack, no turning back. WrestleManiacs attack under the blood moon. Broken bones, wounds that never heal. Minds on the edge.
What's going on? How's everybody doing tonight? People are enjoying the David Coverdale WrestleManiacs theme song.
Yeah, it's killer.
Oh, yeah.
So, welcome back, everybody. It's the first show we've done since the summer. And, of course, you know, we tried to hit up the big shows. And this is one of the big, what is it? It would be 4 now, right? Maybe 5 if you include Money in the Bank. But Survivor Series 2024. So we appreciate everybody tuning in with us and everything. Got the stunt man, Big Money Mark. What's going on, dude?
What's up, guys?
We both missed out on the keep, which I'm shocked that you missed out on it.
Yeah, I mean, it was in the cart, but I took it out. I was like, it'll come back around. I'm sure it will.
Yeah, the New Year's sale, they'll bring them back because there's those greedy assholes that always try to get more than their allotted amount, right? So
yeah, I mean, Vinegar will find they'll find another box in the warehouse somewhere.
Right, like they did Rad. They found a whole 1,000 copies from Charles Band's warehouse. Crater, what's going on, man? How are you? Like the shirt.
I love you, Solo.
Solo loves you too.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah, I got my Legion of Doom shirt on tonight, guys.
Hell yeah, it's like old school.
I think I got that out of one of the pro wrestling crates that Pro Wrestling Tees sells. I haven't been subscribed to them in a while now, but because the prices went up like everything else, of course. But you know.
Oh yeah, everything's going up, man.
Oh yeah.
The price of and I think we're gonna have to make a video about it because people were asking the price of snow globes, snow globe production costs. We've got the details, and it's just crazy. The price of everything's going up. But yeah, we appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. We got some people in the chat. Kevin Kruger, what's going on, man? Rob Zilla. Prince Tomato says this song slaps. It's bussin'. CM Punk with the save of the century tonight. The gruesome twosome Sasquatch are real. You believe in the Sasquatch, don't you, Crater?
Yeah, I sure do.
Uncle Bill's favorite. Uncle Bill's not in here tonight, though, so he can't enjoy Black Peter. But welcome. He says, what is up, my fellow wrestling fans? Adrian James, what's going on, dude? I have not seen any more dog. Recently.
The creature.
That was actually not X-rated, though. There was some X-rated goodness from Severin in that. But thank God that movie wasn't X-rated. I don't think I could have dealt with
How
it.
hard was it to sit and watch all that? I mean, I've never seen it, but just based on how the description that you gave for it,
What, The Creature?
yeah.
Dude, I was actually entertained by it. I mean, it was one of those movies where it was like,
Well,
I mean, I could never imagine them, like anybody in the United States even then going that far with it, but
well,
it's
based on the
bizarre.
description, it doesn't sound boring. That's for sure.
Yeah, so maybe I've sold a couple of copies of The Creature for sale.
Oh, yeah.
They'll appreciate that. Let's see. Justin Smith, tonight was perfect time for Stratton to cash in, and they just teased it yet again. I think it was a perfect time, man. I think that they messed up there because they could have had they wrote that a little bit better. You could have had both of the champions down, and she was deciding which one to cash in on. I thought for sure that's what they were going to do, but yeah, they
I
didn't.
don't know. I tend to disagree on that because I mean it would have been a very awkward situation. Like if she did cash in, because I know they teased it and like both champions were laying there before her, but like if she had cashed in, what would she just leave with the title and leave the rest of her team there, or she finish the match? Like I don't.
I was
That
thinking
was-
the same thing. Yeah.
What if she cashed in on both of them and pinned them both at the same time?
I don't know if I can do that. I don't know if that's in the contract for the Money in the Bank contract.
Anything could happen.
Yeah, it's really weird because it's anytime, any place, whatever. But I mean, can you really do that during another match? Like and you're in another match already? I
Well,
don't
I
think it works
mean,
that way.
kind of, because Seth Rollins did at WrestleMania 31.
They turned it into a triple threat match, though. But what do you turn a War Games match into?
Yeah, you don't. I mean, I just don't think that's why I think it was a good decision to not do it there, because it would be like everybody would be like, "What the fuck is going on?" Like how are they going to, go beyond this if she wins the title? So I don't know. I think that they're probably saving that for Royal Rumble. I'm thinking for her.
Yeah.
Kevin Porter, what's going on, man? How are you doing tonight? Gourd Guts is in the house. Hell yeah, but Rambo, welcome again, sir. Big Money Mark, of course, always around. He's like the highwayman.
Yeah.
No Rock tonight. A lot of people were kind of thinking maybe the Rock, because it is a quick flight from Los Angeles to Vancouver. He could have done it if he wanted to, but
Yeah, it was kind of odd because I was waiting for them to, cue The Rock to come out at the end of that War Games match. Like they did last year with CM Punk making his return. I was like, Rock's coming out. He's coming out. And then like nothing. I'm like, wow. So, okay, maybe they're saving him for Saturday night's main event.
he was too busy pissing in bottles to make it to the show.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, and then the Keep, we were talking about this a little bit before the show. Yeah, the Keep sold out earlier today. 12,000 copies already gone in I think it's like 36 hours or something like that. I don't think anybody would have predicted that. And there's people on eBay already, sold auctions, like a couple $100. I think there were one or two at a couple $100. FOMO Mania is running wild, brother.
Yeah.
That's all I can say. The show tonight, though, we'll go ahead and get into it. The show opens, and I think they did this last year, too, because they've been doing the War Games matches at Survivor Series for the past, 3 years now? It's just the third year.
Third. I think it's the third. Yeah.
For like the main roster, I know they were doing it there for a while with NXT.
Yeah, for the Survivor Series. I think whenever Triple H got primary control, they started doing it on the big shows.
Right.
Yeah, I think this is smart. They're doing a War Games at the beginning and a War Games at the end. The women's War Game match was the beginning this year, and they all entered separately. They have their special little entrance or whatever, and all these entrances, and we're going to talk about this too, because this show started at 6 o'clock Eastern time, 3 o'clock Vancouver time. Why do you think that they're starting it so early now? Like 6 o'clock is pretty damn early.
I don't know. It could be like a curfew situation or something like that. Who knows?
Yeah, early start times and then like really short cards. I mean, 5 matches and you're out.
And it still ended up being what 3.5 hours long, and a lot of filler, man. Like the entrances here, it says the first entrance was at 6:08, and the match didn't start until 6:16.
Oh, really? Wow, I didn't realize that.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, you've got, let's see, Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, Io Sky, Naomi, and Bailey versus Liv Morgan, Nia Jax, who looked a lot like she was in Lion King tonight, by the way, with that hair. Jesus Christ, what the hell?
I was thinking about that too. Like, there's no peripheral vision. Like, how the hell are you going to see anybody coming up on the side?
Yeah, Tiffany Stratton, Raquel Rodriguez, and Candice LeRae, who I don't know who the hell Candice LeRae knows. How did she make that match, man? How did she get in there? You could have easily had Chelsea Green or somebody else like that is more deserving.
Well, I mean, you make a good point with Candice LeRae, but like a lot of them, that whole match felt like it was just thrown together, like they just threw darts at a dartboard. Like, okay, this person's in on this team, that person's on that one. I feel like the only thing that people really invested in this whole match was the story between Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley. Because there was really like other than there's some few things in there, like the whole Bailey being on the same team as Io Sky and them having like the WrestleMania match earlier this year and that whole like situation with Damage Control. But like, the main reason people were wanting to see that match was because the progression of the Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley story, which I was also shocked that Dom didn't have any kind of like, part in that match. He wasn't on the card at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Somebody did mention here, though, and I'm not familiar. I've never been to Canada. So Justin Smith says Vancouver is known as a no-fun city with dumb curfews. So it makes sense why it was early.
Okay. So there we go.
And yeah, they did note that this was the first pay-per-view that they had done in Vancouver since 1998. So that's crazy, man. That is nuts.
But you're right though, Wes, like about Candice LeRae. Like she, some of the other ones that are on her team made sense that they were in the match, but for her, like I have no idea, like that why that she would choose her.
Wasn't Naomi just like a fill-in for Jade? Because Jade was originally going to be in that match, right?
Well, Bailey actually filled in for Jade.
Bailey, okay.
Because Naomi was already kind of like in backstage segments and stuff like that with Jade and Bianca. So, I mean, I guess that was kind of a given to put her in the match along with them. But I guess like Jade legit got hurt, so that's why they had to replace her.
So I heard that might be a work. Like,
yeah,
it's part of an angle that they got going on for her comeback, and I'm assuming it'll be Rumble time, which it's very odd that the Rumble's in February this year. That's so weird to me. Weird. I mean, I'm just so used to the January slot.
And is the Rumble 2 nights, or is this the last one night?
Just one.
I think it's one. Yeah, okay. SummerSlam's 2 nights.
Well, I think they had said that. I think Rumble in 2026 is 2 nights or something like that. Then maybe.
So are they going to do one Rumble one night, and like a women's Rumble the first night, and men's Rumble the second, or something like that?
Probably, yeah.
It's good. I mean, WrestleMania, I could understand. Like, there's a lot of people that are on the roster. There's quite a few people that do have, like, they got mouths to feed. They need their big Mania paycheck. I kind of get that. But, like, SummerSlam, maybe. But, like, Rumble 2 nights? Come on. Like, we don't know.
I agree. I don't think it's necessary.
I think it'll get to the point where all the big 4 pay-per-views will be 2-night events. Because they could do War Games the same way.
I hope not.
Yeah, I don't think they should, but I think you're right, Wes, about that, because Triple H on these post-show press conferences, he always makes it a point to tell if they've broke records with the gate and how many people were in attendance and all that stuff, and that's just a TKO thing, I think. That's they're trying to implement that on everyone and be like, hey, be sure to let them know so that way we can do that more in the future. And it's the more money, the more successful they're going to be as a company. So I think that may be the route that they're going. I think you may be right about that.
So getting into the women's war games match here, and I know Rob Zilla was talking about. I hope that they do something different with Naomi because I don't think she's being used to her best potential there. The glow thing is overdone. That shit. That's just. They should. Whenever they brought her back, they should have gave her a different sort of gimmick at that point. I mean, I think that she's pretty good for what she's hot. Got a unique look for sure. But yeah, the glow thing I've never been super into. So hopefully, yeah, she's got a heel run or something coming. We can hope. But this match overall, though, what did you guys think? It was 38 minutes and 11 seconds here.
Should have been shorter. I know matches take time to get going, depending on the type of match that it is. But man, it just something about the opening, the first half of it, it didn't have any steam. I mean, you could hear a pin drop in the audience. There was nobody.
The crowd was pretty dead for it.
Yeah, and I guess because all the high spots came up later, people were excited. But
do you think it okay? And I mean, maybe they look at it as, hey, we can do both, but you could do one War Games match, the pay-per-view, and whatever the better story is, that's the War Games match. So, for instance, the War Games match could be a headlining main event for women in the main event if it makes sense, if the story's there, right? Not just to what they did here, essentially just throw it together because, hey, you've got this feud with Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan, and they're just kind of piggybacking off of that, and there's really no other reason for these other women to be. Yeah.
I hate to take the Jim Cornette approach here, but I don't think women should have a War Games match. It's going to be a controversial take. Same with Hell in a Cell and a lot of the other ones. I just something about when they go for those spots and just something about it just doesn't work all the time. I'm not saying all of them are the same. They're not all just, another body. People like Rhea Ripley and other female wrestlers, there's only a handful. Maybe I could count them even on one hand. They feel like once in a lifetime type female wrestlers. And maybe they can do that stuff, but not we were talking about Candice LeRae. I mean, come on, man. Just seeing her swing a chair, it's where's the impact?
And she didn't really do anything notable in the entire match. So I mean, there was times where I wasn't paying a lot of attention to the match anyway, because like I said, I wasn't really invested in it because a lot of it just didn't make sense of what the teams that they put together. But from what I did pay attention to it, I just seen Candice LeRae laying around a lot. Not really putting any kind of input into the match, but it was just, I don't know, it was something else, man, because some of these people that they got as their champions right now, like Nia Jax is their women's the women's champion on SmackDown. So, and she's awful.
Locks of hair too.
I hate to say that because I like to see the good in every wrestler and find things I like about all of them, but I just can't get into her, man, because she's just terrible. And somebody said in the comments talking about the worst chair shots ever in that woman's match, and it was she was barely hitting them, they were terrible.
It reminded me of those chair shots that Cena tried to give Edge in that TLC match in 2006. I don't know if you guys remember that.
Yeah, there's that. And then it also reminded me of this. It was maybe 99 or 2000s WCW. Hogan comes out and he hits Conan with a chair. And it's one of the worst chair shots I've ever seen.
Yeah.
You know what's weird, though, is a buddy of mine was talking about this with me too. On the female side, as far as big main event heels, Who else is there besides Nia Jax, though, really? Like, I think Liv Morgan is kind of like a tweener heel. Like, she could be either one, really. But, like, just
There's
straight up fucking, like, heat. Who else
Mhm.
has it in the women's division?
right now, there's really you make a good point. Like, there's really nobody else that I can think of, like, right off. I mean, when Bailey was with damage control and she was doing the heel thing, like, she was, I guess, seen as one of the top female heels in the company. But
Mhm.
now, like, that she's turned back face, she's kind of lost in the mix a bit again.
Yeah. I mean, and Raquel's not really gotten any traction. She's just kind of a lackey character. And it was even weird, like, seeing her, because I was like, okay, she's kind of a power female wrestler. We're going to see her do some spots here. She's going to get some time to shine. She was handcuffed to the rope. I was like, what the hell?
And I don't think that and that's another person I'm not really big on. Like, I thought she was pretty good in NXT because she had a run as the NXT Women's Champion there for a while.
Yeah.
And but once they brought her to the main roster, it's like
They
didn't
fucked
know
her up, man.
Yeah, they didn't know what to do with her. And
She was the grinning baby face that did the back pose. Like
Yeah.
that. And that's all my wife remembers from her still to this day. Oh, she's the one that does the back pose.
yeah, like she's one of those people where she's not very memorable of what she's done so far, other than her like NXT run. But I don't know. I felt bad for her though, because when she made her return, I want to say like a month or two ago, like, there was no reaction from the crowd when she made her return.
It was like that kid eating hot stuff on Instagram. No reaction. You guys don't know what that is.
Yeah, I don't know.
Io Sky, though, they also too they kind of turned her babyface out of nowhere at all. Like, when did that even happen? Was there explanation for that, or did it just happen? Like, it's a AEW term.
Not that I can recall. I mean, I remember, like, after Asuka got hurt, I think, and so they took her off of TV. It was, Io Sky was doing a few tag matches, I think, with Kairi Sane, and Dakota Kai came back and they were doing some stuff with her as well. And then it's like all of a sudden they were faces and there was really no backstory to it. And if there was, I missed it. It must have been like
I didn't see it either. I don't remember anything.
Yep. But yeah, the babyface team won. I think it was Rhea that actually pinned Liv at the end there.
It was a pretty cool, like, spot too for the ending of that match.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Rhea's just fucking killer. Like, there's nobody else on her level really right now. She's got it all. So
yeah, and that's when that match finally picked up, because like Mark said, the crowd was pretty dead like the whole match. But when Rhea came out the cage and was going into the match, that's when the crowd kind of came alive a bit. But see, and that just goes back to what I was saying. Like, that's really the only reason people were really invested in that match. And I agree with what Wes said about, there really doesn't need to be a women's War Games match if there's no outcome that's going to mean something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there wasn't much on this show that really meant. I mean, it was more or less a glorified episode of Raw. Like, they didn't have anything that really changed much aside from.
Kinda, yeah. I mean, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the whole show.
Yeah, it wasn't bad by any means. It's just, they didn't really have anything like, oh God, you got to go and check this out, right? Like, must see, I guess.
Yeah.
So anyway, something else too. Like, Triple H has been doing a great job at this, but there's little things that, like, I don't know, man. Like, Shinsuke just showing back up. It's got like an updated sort of gimmick, right? He's out for revenge or whatever, and shows up out of nowhere dressed like his new entrance attire. I was telling Crater earlier tonight, remind me of Quang from like 30 years ago.
Yeah, and I said, nah, he's just a big fan of the third Ninja Turtles movie.
And Yeah, so and he's got like this ninja attire and everything. Like, okay, it would have made a lot more sense had they done vignettes or something like that and explaining like he had been reflecting on his career in Japan and all
Mm-hmm.
this, setting it up for some sort of updated version of Shinsuke. But no, he's just out there. I think he just showed up to SmackDown what a week or two ago and
Mm-hmm.
attacked
And
LA
he
Knight.
had his first match on the last night's SmackDown. Who did he fight?
Andrade, which was
Andrade.
solid.
Yeah,
That was solid.
it was a really good match, and but it just seems confusing as to why they would like bring him back after a while and just throw him into story with LA Knight for the U.S. title. I mean, I thought the match was great tonight. It's a little short, I felt, but
Yeah.
I think and I told Wes as we were talking earlier while it was going on, I said, I'm betting LA Knight loses tonight because he was acting strange from the get go when he came out. He like when he was posing up on the ropes, he dropped the U.S. title onto the floor and everything. It just felt like he was nervous or
He was off. Yeah.
yeah, it made me wonder. Like, I wonder if they had him initially to win that match, and then they changed it like right before the match, and that's maybe why I just had this feeling like there was something off about him.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I would hope that maybe that was part of him trying to sell the idea that Shinsuke's in his head because they were trying to put that over on commentary quite a bit.
Right,
and
that's possible too.
I would think if like you're going to repackage Shinsuke, which he did really need it because he's so fucking stale. Like,
Yeah.
and I like Shinsuke. That's coming from a fan. Like more so his Japan run. I just think Vince fucked him up so much. Like when he lost to AJ at Mania a few years ago, he's been like to the point of no return where it's like it doesn't seem like he's just going to get over no matter what they do with him. So at least they did try to repackage him, and they gave him the title. I could only hope that from here it's a bump up for LA Knight to the main event and get him off the mid card. I would hope that's what they're doing.
Yeah, and I agree with what you're saying, but that Shinsuke needed a fresh start, to kind of put some kind of new character on, and they're going with this like samurai gimmick, I guess, with him, like more sinister. He actually, I mean, with the makeup and everything tonight and the outfit, he looked like Eric Draven from The Crow or something.
Yeah.
So
I mean, he did take a Sting Scorpion death drop. You noticed that?
yeah, that too. And I was like, well, maybe they're trying to just do this whole resurrection of his character, or like how his like style was in Japan. Because Corey Graves even mentioned that on commentary during that match about Shinsuke, about how he became a fan of him when he was in New Japan, and how he's not been the same since. So maybe they're intentionally doing that.
Triple H is a big fan of Nakamura as well.
Oh,
I'm pretty
yeah.
sure. So what was weird though is the match on SmackDown. He had like his old entrance and his old music, only to debut the new.
Yeah, I noticed it.
I thought that was weird. Like, why?
I don't like the new music, honestly.
I mean, no, because like his original music, people like
Yeah.
they're used to that. But I mean, I could see maybe beginning with the new music and then going to the old or something like that.
Well,
Yeah.
it might be one of those things where that could be the only time they used it. It might not have got over in the back, or he may not like it or something.
It definitely didn't get over. No, the crowd
They've
was
done
pretty
that.
quiet.
Yeah, they've done that a lot in the past, where like guys they'll try out like new music for them. Like originally Randy Orton was supposed to use "This Fire Burns" by Killswitch Engage, the music that CM Punk used when he came into ECW in 2006. But they was like, no, that doesn't work for Randy Orton at all. So they changed it back.
Randy Orton had to have the "Hey." That was I fucking hated that music so much.
Remember when they spliced it with Rated RKO?
Oh
it was
my
like
god!
He just switched it back and forth between Ed's song.
Yeah, I hate when they do that. It's awful.
All right, so yeah, that was what 9 minutes 43 seconds. Shinsuke defeated LA Knight. LA Knight's kind of stale at this point, though. What would you like? I think that they missed the opportunity with him initially, so that hurt him quite a bit. And then they gave him this U.S. title run, which is kind of I don't know. It seems like to me like the fans are still kind of behind him, but like it's not. The thorn is off the rose. Is that the word?
Mhm.
Yeah, that's why I was thinking like maybe he loses tonight and they catapult him to main event. Like it's now or never. You got to do it now.
I
It might
mean,
be too late, but we'll see.
I don't know, man. Like, because that was, I think, the plan when they gave him the U.S. title was, and he didn't really do anything while as a U.S. champion. I mean, I hate to say this, but Logan Paul did more for the U.S. title than L.A. Knight did.
That's
Oh yeah.
crazy, right? I mean, just to
Yeah,
think about that, that's crazy.
yeah.
All right. So there's only 5 matches on the card tonight. We're already up to match number 3. Triple threat match: Braun Breaker versus Sheamus versus Ludwig Kaiser for the Intercontinental Championship. They've been doing a great job building Braun Breaker up. I don't think anybody expected him to lose this match at all. I mean,
Well,
Sheamus has never had the Intercontinental title, but they've been kind of hyping that. But
yeah, that it's coming though. He's eventually going to get it because he's gotten every other title in the
Mhm.
company. He's been the King of the Ring. He's been a Royal Rumble winner. Like the only thing left for him is the Intercontinental Championship. But
Mhm.
before we talk about that match, I wanted to mention something. And I wanted to see if you guys noticed this because I think it was either before this match or maybe before the U.S. title match. They were doing this like advertisement spot for True Classic T-shirts with Otis and
oh yeah,
the Alpha Academy people.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about that?
I think Maxine Dupree got a new set of tits.
Well, yeah,
That's the one thing I noticed. You
more than
asked me, but
likely.
yeah, it
But
looked
just
like
that
it.
whole because Otis he just walks out after they give him the shirt, he puts it on, he walks out in the hallway and he doesn't have any pants on. He got like blur his bottom blurred out and everything. I'm like, oh, so it must be like maybe they're going in a risque like direction where they're going to Netflix or something.
That's what I immediately thought. I was like, well, maybe this is like a prelude to see like how the fans would react to something like that. That totally felt like an Attitude
I
Era
thought it was
type of segment.
hilarious though. I loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's fun to do. Everybody likes Otis. I mean, it
Mhm.
is what it is. And Maxine, though, that's the first thing I thought of. I was like, oh, those they look a little bit bigger than the mosquito bumps that she had before.
She had slightly less makeup on, which was at least kind of nice to see for a change.
Um, but yeah, Braun Breaker. Like, I honestly think within the next year, maybe 2 years, he'll be the world champion. There, I think like
Yeah, I
they're
agree.
pushing the hell out of
Probably.
him. They're preparing him. Yeah.
It,
Ludwig Kaiser, what do you guys think of him? Because they're trying to push him as a solo
yeah.
guy, singles guy. I
He
don't
looks.
think.
I don't care for him, man. He's like a cruiserweight or something.
Yeah, he's too small for
Yeah,
sure.
especially compared to Braun Breaker and Sheamus. I mean, it's like this guy does not fit in with these. Like if that match was like Drew McIntyre, Sheamus, and Braun Breaker, then I could see it being more of like a level playing field. But it just I don't know. Ludwig Kaiser, and I don't see him being like a mid card champion either.
He is an oddly like very slender physique, and it looks like his tights are like two
Yeah.
sizes too small. So
Mhm.
I don't never seen any other wrestler with like I don't know like, and he's dating Tiffany Stratton, which
Yeah,
is surprising.
that's the only thing he's got going for him, really.
Yeah. I mean, I think he's a good asshole. Like his character is good. He plays a good asshole and
That's what I was
everything.
gonna say. His character work is fantastic. Like he's got that down to a T, and I think a few other guys on the roster could take a few
Yeah.
lessons from what he's doing, especially mic work, his confidence, the way he walks. He's got so many like little things. He's got all the character stuff down perfect.
Do you think
But
he would maybe work better if he was like a manager sort for they kind of started him that with Gunther.
Well,
yeah,
yeah, because he always did the introductions for Gunter
hmm
and all that.
and he's great at that. I love that stuff. Yeah, I
Just
mean, he just needs the right. I think if he gets the right angle, like the right person to work with, you know how things line up for certain guys who just don't reach that next plateau. Like if he gets all those things in a row and everything starts, he could get on a roll and have a decent run. I wouldn't mind seeing him with the IC title later on down the line or something like that. But
I just
I don't
can't see it, man. I can't see him.
I
Like,
totally could, strutting out there with the arms behind his back and the title around his waist. I could see it, but I think he needs to get a lot more like good programs under his belt because they haven't really given him much. I mean, he's on Raw like maybe every other week. Like he's not consistently booked. He's only involved in like Gunther like segments every now and again. So I don't know.
If one thing should happen is that he should always be a heel. They should never turn him face.
I agree.
Because there's so many guys in history of WWE really that have gotten themselves over as a heel, and then when they turn them face, like Sheamus, for example, I just don't think Sheamus works good as a face. I think and Kevin Owens, like I don't think he works good as a face. I think he's better off as a heel.
Miz as well. I mean, even though Miz has worked as a face, not so much when he did the Ric Flair.
It's not believable. Yeah,
it's not as interesting as
exactly.
That's like what I was
telling.
I've been trying to.
This isn't about his face run.
Oh yeah,
it's horrible.
Any run of any sort.
When he first got there, he wasn't bad. I liked Del Rio in the beginning. He was fine.
He's like, what is he wrestling in? Like high school gyms in Mexico City or whatever.
So sad.
Beating women, probably.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah. So anyway, this match here, how long was it? 14 minutes, 25 seconds. Not a bad match. Braun Breaker, very solid. In ring, great for what? How old is he? Like he's not even 30 yet, is he? How old is?
No, Braun's I think he's maybe mid-20s, and dude, he's like I love him. I think he's intense as fuck, son.
Yeah,
and you wouldn't even if you didn't know any better, you would think he's Scott Steiner's son, not Rick Steiner's, because before the match, it showed him pacing back and forth in the back, and he had a Scott Steiner like sleeveless shirt on. He does the Frankensteiner. He looks like Scott Steiner more than he does his dad.
Talks like Scott Steiner more.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen Scott Steiner's son?
Yeah, he plays football.
I have not. No.
He's pretty jacked.
For Georgia or something like that.
Something like that. Yeah,
on a bigger team. Yeah.
Yeah, and he had the chain link thing on like Scott, and he was posing
really?
Yeah, I think I had heard. I don't know if it's a rumor, but that like later on he did want to try wrestling, but he's doing the football thing right now. So we'll see what happens.
I think that's what Goldberg's son is doing too. Is like he's in football, but I think he's looking to try to get into wrestling.
That'd be cool. I'd be interested to see what he could do.
So, continuing on, match 4 of the night, which is again 4 of 5. Seems like it was a shorter show, but the matches, especially the War Games matches, were kind of long. Gunther versus Damian Priest. Now they kind of hyped this one up a bit. Kind of, Damian Priest rematch from, was it SummerSlam? How long ago was that? Yeah. What do you guys think of this one? Gunther's just a badass heel. Doesn't really, he's just doesn't like to cheat or anything, but beats the shit out of you. Kind of an old school heel, I think.
Yeah.
So I love this match. I mean, I think that they're kind of teasing Gunther is becoming like a tweener or maybe just full on face at some point, because I'm a big fan of him because he's just like an old school guy, man. And and he's tough as shit. So like this match between him and Damian Priest, which is their match at SummerSlam, was pretty good, but I felt like this one was a little bit better. And I'm hoping to see maybe a part 3 to this feud, because if you watch the ending of that match, which I hated that they did the same fucking shit they did at SummerSlam with Finn Balor, but you can see like how the way Gunther reacts in Finn Balor, interfering in that he wanted to beat Damian Priest on his own. And so we're definitely going to see those guys go at it again at some point, possibly where they're trying to maybe like turn Gunther into like a tweener or a face.
Maybe have Gunther come out and interrupt Finn Balor and getting his
Yeah,
face or
and
something
I
like
see
that.
him and Priest maybe like team, not like permanently, but like a one time thing where they tag team against the Judgment Day. So who knows? But yeah, I love the match that they had. And because Damian Priest, he really sold that shoulder through the whole thing, and
Yeah.
I think that Gunther's one of those guys too that's so fucking good that if they're working on a match or whatever, he makes sure that match is going to be solid. Like, because all of his stuff is really good. Like every match, especially all of the pay-per-view matches and everything, are usually the best match on the whole show.
yeah, he
So I
had a
think that he
crazy.
improves people quite a bit.
Oh yeah, and
Definitely.
he had a crazy stat that Michael Cole mentioned on commentary as he was coming to the ring. He said that 78% of the time that Gunther has been in the WWE, whether it be just the main roster or NXT or the WWE UK that was short lived, he has been a champion 78% of the time that he's been in the company. And I was like, wow, I can't really think of anybody
Yeah.
else that has that kind of stat, you know?
No.
Yeah, Triple H is definitely protecting his investment with Gunther. I can totally see that. I mean, I would say even on the main roster, I mean, he's only been pinned like maybe 2 to 3 times. I know Cody pinned him and
And
then
Sammy,
Sammy. So two pins?
that's it. I'm
That's
pretty
pretty
sure.
crazy. But
What do you think, Cody or Seth Rollins? Neither one, they weren't on this show tonight. What do you think the reason is for that?
I wasn't sure to begin with, but I was thinking so the next PLE or pay per view, whatever you want to call it these days, is not till February, I think, with Royal Rumble. So, but they're doing a December show in the Saturday Night's Main Event. But I can't understand is why they wouldn't put them on Survivor Series, though, especially Kevin Owens because he's from Canada.
where was KO? I was like, there's no Kevin Owens. Like, I fully expected him to come out and interfere in the match because he had a
There,
problem with everybody in it. So,
there was a lot of guys that like Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens, because that's one of the main stories right now in the company. But then, they've been doing this stuff for the past couple of months with the White Six and Miz and the Judgment Day. Why couldn't they at least throw that on Survivor Series as one like a
Well, you could
traditional
have.
Survivor Series match?
You could have even done like a contract signing for the Saturday night's main event to have them out there.
Yeah, I
There's a
agree
lot of
with
things
that.
they could have done.
Because
Weird.
that's definitely because even though there's two world champions in the company, there's the world champion on Raw and there's the undisputed WWE champion Cody Rhodes. That's still like to me that's the main title of the company is the one that Cody has.
I agree.
And one of their biggest shows of the year, one of the big four Survivor Series, you need to have your top champion on that show. So I don't know, I don't get that at all.
Where's is Drew McIntyre hurt? Where's he at?
He's on vacation probably.
He's, they said he's, well, he's supposed to be like selling the whole bad blood thing, but it's also for like personal family reasons.
Yeah,
He's got stuff going on. So, yeah.
Because that's why they've been doing all these tapings here lately because they're allowing the talent to go and spend more time during the holidays and stuff with their families, and that's pretty cool. But also, I think it maybe throws them off track a little bit because this is something they've been used to doing, especially several of them who've been in it for like 10, 20 years. That's just how the business always was. It's like it was really not many breaks in between, and you were traveling probably around like 50 weeks out of the year. And just
especially the holidays.
Yeah.
The holiday, like Thanksgiving and Christmas and stuff, that was the biggest days. Even I can remember when I was younger, like Smoky Mountain Wrestling always had a Thanksgiving night show, always. And this was like on a very low level, especially compared to today. But yeah, back in the day, like, didn't Starcade, wasn't it originally on Thanksgiving night and all that?
I think so,
mistaken?
yeah.
Yeah.
The ones like in the 80s with the NWA when they did like Night of the Skywalkers with the Legion of Doom and the Midnight Express.
Yep. Legendary stuff. Also, though, we did mention this a little bit earlier. Grim Graves is asking, how we felt about the show going on earlier than normal, which it's normally what 8 o'clock and it started at 6.
Mhm.
And somebody mentioned that there may be curfews or something in
Yeah.
Vancouver. I don't know, but a little bit too early. I think 7 is not as bad, but 6 is pretty early for
Yeah.
the show on a Saturday, especially.
Yeah, it is, especially in just like with everything seems so short because the show was over before 10 o'clock. And
Yeah, I noticed that. It was
I'm
kind of
just not
weird.
used to that
Me
when it
neither.
comes to these shows.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I don't really like it. I would rather the show start at 8 or whatever. Because Saturdays, a lot of people are doing other things, and maybe, I mean, that's a
Mhm.
little bit early to get started, I think.
But
But
as far as as Damian Priest goes, like I'm really enjoying these matches with him and Gunther, but I don't really think that he needs the world title right now. I would, if I was Triple H or anybody that's running the show in WWE, I would stick Damian Priest back on the mid card a little bit and try to focus on those titles, like the Intercontinental and the US titles, and try to build those up a little bit more. Because the guys that they got going for those championships right now, some of them are interesting. They got some stories that could kind of work, but they need, I think, more guys on in the mid card than they do the main event right now.
Oh man, that just made me think. You mentioned U.S. and IC title. What do you guys think about the women getting U.S. and IC title? Like, I mean, where is that going to fit in the show now?
It's just if there's too many belts, and then like it loses the importance of what it really should be. That's just kind of the thing for like the secondary title for the men's, but the women's, like, I don't think they need it because that's always going to create an issue when it comes to these, like the Raw or SmackDown or the PLEs, to where somebody, they can't have all the champions defend on all these shows. So
Exactly.
if they have too many belts, because AEW does that same shit, they have like 20 different belts now.
Yeah.
And but some of them, like, they've had to get rid of, like they just got rid of the FTW title because it was like, it was useless. It was just a fucking belt that Taz made in ECW.
Exactly. I don't know why they ever brought it in.
it was it was a gimmick thing that they brought in, right? Just out of nowhere, because Taz still had it in his closet, and it lasted for years and years. Shout out, though, to Jackson Jack, Ronnie Millsap reference there. Respect there, sir. But it leads us to the main event, right? And there was some weird stuff that went on prior to this, like the whole thing with Seth Rollins possibly being the partner, and then out of nowhere, it's CM Punk. What? Something else had to happen there that we didn't know about. Like, what do you guys think?
It was out of nowhere for me because I thought for sure once Bronson Reed was on the New Bloodlines team, which, speaking of, he should stay with them because he just fits with those guys. I mean, I know him and Jacob Fatu, they have a history anyway in MLW from the past, but yeah, because Bronson was feuding with Seth. So I thought for sure, yeah, they're going to, like, because Seth was having this whole thing. He's not going to join because he doesn't want to have anything to do with Roman Reigns. And I was like, well, they're going to like beat the hell out of Seth or something. And he's going to be like, all right, I'll do this one time or something. But but when they brought Punk in, I was like, really? What the fuck? So
it was out of left field. Yeah,
it's just weird.
I guess maybe to change it up a little bit, maybe throw a curveball, and they obviously have plans with the whole Paul Heyman thing, him being the Paul Heyman guy as well. The Punk's going to get the favor back. What do you guys think the whole favor thing could be? I mean, Roman's not the champion anymore, so like what?
I was going to ask the same thing, like what you guys thought, but I don't know, man. I'm thinking. Well, I think maybe Roman will, because Cody, I love Cody, man. Don't get me wrong. Like, he's one of my favorites in the company right now. And he's just an overall really good dude. But I don't think they're plan is working out as great as they thought it would be with Cody as their champion. Because look, he's not even on fucking Survivor Series. And it's being headlined by Roman Reigns. And I think for too long, that belt's going to go back to Roman.
I would hope not. I mean,
and I'm thinking that's what Punk's favor is going to be, is he can get a shot at Roman Reigns for the title.
Could be. They can always leave that in his back pocket for a while and can go back to it at any time.
That's true, yeah.
So we'll see. But what do you guys think of this one here? Kind of bloodline versus bloodline match. Roman Reigns, Sami Zayn, Jimmy and Jey Uso, and CM Punk versus Solo. I love you, Solo. Jacob Fatu, Tama Tonga Loa, and Bronson Reed. I think they should call Tonga Loa. They should go back to Camacho. They should just brought him back as Camacho.
Man, he sucks. I'm sorry. He fucking sucks. I mean, I don't know why they brought him back. I mean, I get it because they brought Tama Tonga back and they were the Gorillas of Destiny over in Japan. But listen, I watched them when they were Gorillas of Destiny in Japan, and he fucking sucked in Japan too. So I
Did
don't
you like
get
him when
it.
he was Camacho and he rode the bike to the ring and stuff?
With a Hunico or whatever the guy's name was?
Yeah.
I was not
That's
a
what
fan of
everybody knows him as.
yet. Because Hunico was also Sin Cara, and I hated that fucking shit.
Fucking Vince and his the stereotypes, man.
We're gonna have him ride a bicycle. He's gonna have a bad
I mean, it's not any worse than the not LWO, but the Mexicools that rode the lawnmowers out to the ring.
Away with that now. They couldn't do that.
I'm actually rewatching.
They could do it again. Actually,
I'm actually rewatching all of like the Raws and SmackDowns and pay-per-views from 2005 right now on Peacock, and I just got to where the Mexicools have arrived, and so I'm like, holy shit, I forgot about this.
Was that the same time when they did Kerwin White with Chavo?
Yes, they just started doing that stuff too, and but that all changes, unfortunately, because Eddie's dying right before Survivor Series in 2000. And I think after Eddie died, they changed it back to Chavo.
Right. Jacob Fatu, though, I don't think we've really talked about him very much on this show. I think everybody's very impressed with him.
Yeah, he's awesome.
And at some point in time, you're going to have to do something to break him away. And I think you would even, like, if I were to do it, I would turn all the other guys' face, and he is the most sadistic, evil one of them all.
Yeah,
and like, how do you do that? Would he turn on the Rock or something like that, or? I don't know. I don't know how.
I think if he does turn, it's going to be on Solo, because there's been little like teases here and there on episodes of SmackDown and stuff where like Solo's kind of like bossing him around and all this shit. So I feel like if he does turn, it's going to be on Solo, and something about, because somebody actually said it in the comments, like, did Jacob Fatu legit hurt his knee? I don't think so. Because if you think about it, the same shit happened at SummerSlam with him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember that.
I legit thought he was hurt there, but and he wore a boot, I think, on his foot for like a couple weeks. But after that,
I think he may have like sprained something or something there, maybe, because they didn't really talk about. I thought that was weird. They didn't really talk about it very much. But yeah, tonight he was for sure selling something. I don't think he was.
I don't know. I mean, it's possible that he did legit, but he finished the match. And he did fucking amazing in that match. I mean, he was hitting a lot of those like springboard moonsaults flawlessly. And I was like, dude, like, why did they wait so long to get this guy? Because this is really like what they needed like a year ago or 2 years ago with this bloodline story.
Yeah, I mean, he works great as that whole unhinged Samoan character. I mean, I love the occasional no sell, and then he pops up and he does this little movement, like it almost reminds me of Boogeyman a little bit. But yeah, he's great. I mean, I think if they do turn him, or not him, but Solo, like that whole thing could potentially be really big for him. Hopefully, they just keep him the way they have him right now. Like, let him play out the whole unhinged thing. Just the sky's the limit for him.
Yeah,
Like,
and
if they do anything to, like, make him any way softer than what he is, or make him look weak at any time, I think it'll hurt him. Just keep that mystique. It's hard to come in with something like that. He came in like that, and they could run with that, and he could be really, really big, I think.
Well, I want to know, when are they coming out with a new T-shirt for him that says "I love you, Solo"? Because I'll be there day one to buy that.
That'd be killer.
What do you think when he finally turns on him? He says, "I hate you, Solo."
Yeah, that's what's got to happen.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't love you, Solo.
But yeah, I mean, the other guys, Tongaloa and Tama Tonga, like, they're just glorified jabronis, really, at this point.
Right now, yeah, in WWE, they are. I mean, I've always thought Tonga
I wouldn't be
was
shocked if they kind of like kicked them out and replaced them with, like, because Jacob Fatu has a brother. I think his name is Journey or
Wheeler.
whatever.
There's one. That's who you're talking about. But Rikishi's got a son too, called Zilla Fatu.
Yeah, and there's a real tall one too. There's like 7 foot tall.
Is that the one that they signed?
They did sign.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's got like long hair, just kind of tall, his name starts with an L. Like I was going to say low key, but it's not low key because that's another guy.
Letitia Fatu.
It's something like I can't pronounce it.
Somebody was telling me about, I think Journey is his Jacob's brother, and it looks almost exactly like him, but he's bald. He's got the beard, the crazy look, and everything. I think he's a bit heavier. So I mean, I don't know. I think that maybe they won't, maybe they will, but those guys are definitely the weak.
Yeah, Jacob Fatu definitely deserves. I think within the next year or two, he's going to have a big singles run. Like, he only had his first singles match in WWE last night on SmackDown against Jey Uso, and it was an awesome match. If you guys didn't get to see that match, I recommend watching it. It was a killer match.
Yeah, it was.
So in this match, they're setting up a dissension with Roman Reigns and CM Punk. And it kind of resolved itself at the end. But Crater was watching the press conference thing.
Yeah.
You were saying that CM Punk was acting kind of off.
Well, yeah, they brought the Usos and Sami Zayn out there, and they were already started like conducting the interview or whatever, the people in the crowd from like the media and stuff. They asked them questions, and then in the middle of like the first question, it was Sami Zayn. It's, oh, here's CM Punk, and he just came out and he sat down with them, and he's like, "Can somebody get me some muffins?" And so like, they went, like, they actually brought him like a box of muffins, but there was only like 2 in it when he like opened it up. But so Sami Zayn, he ended up like finishing his question and everything, and then the next guy that stood up and asked a question also asked a question to Sami Zayn about like how saying that he talked to Paul Heyman and said that, Paul put over Sammy pretty much as like the guy who brought out all of these other members of the bloodlines, like characters like Jay and Jimmy, and kind of brought, gave them more charisma than what they already had. And like this whole time, like Sammy is answering this question. Punk is sitting there and he's like making these like really weird like facial gestures. And I'm like, is he mad because like they're not asking him questions? Because the tension's not on him? Like, what's going on with him? And then like the last, they opened it up for one more question, and it was to Punk. And like they asked him like, he was gone away from wrestling for all those years. There was like this meteoric rise of Roman Reigns. Like, what are your thoughts on that? And he just says no comment and gets up and leaves. So,
well, and the thing is, there's nothing for CM Punk to do right now, really. I mean, storyline wise. So, is that something that they maybe go to at the Rumble or something? I mean,
it has to be. I mean, or they wouldn't have teased it like they did.
Yeah, I think that last question was on purpose, probably just to set up the match. It's got to be.
Yeah, that's all I'm thinking. Is it has to be, because I mean, the Triple H did make that comment I can't remember how long ago, but it was during like one of those post-show press conferences that everything that is shown to you on TV happens for a reason under this new, I guess, regime or era that he's creating. So, yeah, guess we'll see.
But yeah, the match tonight ends with Solo taking pretty much everybody's finisher, right, and then getting pinned there. So it doesn't really hurt him that much, and I think that he's a good character. I think that he's not been in it long enough for it to be as successful as it is. In my opinion, like he's only been on the main roster for 2 years or maybe that long. I don't know. And yeah, still very young and everything. So they've gave him a lot to do for somebody that's only been in the business that long. So I think he's done pretty good with it.
Well, I think if you're part of that whole Samoan family, like you're solid. You're like you're going to have you're going to have it made pretty much in WWE. And that's why I want to go back to Bronson Reed too, because I think he's like half Samoan, but he's from Australia, I'm pretty sure. But like he when they had him out there and all the matching attire and everything tonight, I'm like, dude, like he needs to stay with me. Because
they're on different shows though, right? Isn't he a Raw guy and then they're on SmackDown?
Yeah, but that way they could have the bloodline represented on both shows. And because that's the story that everybody cares about right now. I mean, there's some people that are saying like, well, I'm sick of the bloodline. I'm tired of seeing that shit. They need to get over it. But it's fucking selling seats left and right. And I mean, Roman Reigns, all that stuff is what's putting their butts in seats, as Tony Schiavone would say. But we can't talk about this match and not mention that fucking spot at the top of the cage with Bronson Reed. I mean, that was insane.
That was great. Yeah, that was great. I mean, he had literally like half a second to like move him.
What we were talking about though, that would have been even better. Like, could you imagine? Maybe someday they'll do something like this, where they gimmick the ring up and he goes through the ring. And that's the end. You don't see anything else of him the whole night.
Fucking ring.
He's under the ring. Yeah. Like there's a big hole in the ring. Yeah.
That'd be
I
awesome.
can see that.
Because didn't they did that like several years ago in a Hell in a Cell match between Undertaker and Edge, where he like choke slammed him off a ladder through the ring, and then like Undertaker did like the pose like this, and like flame shot up through the hole in the ring.
Yeah. I think with that though, like the aim is a big thing. Like the hole would have to be so big because like it'd be very dangerous if they didn't figure it out.
It's like one of those spots like Brock Lesnar and Big Show did years ago, where they on SmackDown where they did the suplex off the top rope and the whole ring just breaks down. I feel like they have to hit like a certain spot in order for that to happen.
Yeah. You don't really see like, I think ECW did it where, what was it, Bam Bam and Taz, where they like suplexed each other. I think it's kind of dangerous to do stuff like that, so maybe that's why they haven't done it.
Well,
but that would
ECW did a lot of dangerous shit. I don't think they care.
They didn't care.
I think
especially with New Jack.
That's where they got the idea, right? Wasn't it? Was it Terry Taylor or whatever? Like he said he was like out scouting for like going to ECW shows and like trying to get ideas and stuff. Then he took that back to Vince, and then they had the whole Kane Undertaker chokeslam thing, like through the ring or whatever.
Yeah, like a lot of stuff was taken from ECW, especially the whole Attitude Era in general. Like
well, the color scheme of the Attitude Era was ECW, right?
ECW was the whole catalyst for that. Yeah. And you look at the stuff that they done, like they did that spot, we were talking about Taz and Bam Bam, and then even the crucifixion of Sandman, like they did that with Stone Cold and Undertaker and all that stuff.
I saw a Sandman Elite figure at.
Yeah, it's badass too. I want it.
Yeah, it was. Where did I see that at? I think it was in Macy's or whatever. They have like a little mini Toys R Us in Macy's now, and it had. And I was like, "What the fuck? It's a Sandman figure."
Wow.
Yeah,
But yeah,
I
it was pretty
want.
cool.
Yeah, because he signed a Legends deal with them. I want to say like a year ago because they put out like this ECW pack for the 2K24 video
Mhm.
game. Like has Sandman and I think the Dudleys are in it and a few other people. From
I think Terry
ECW.
Funk as well.
Yeah, Terry Funk.
Yeah.
But hey man, I'm not going to question it. Like any publicity for ECW, any kind of new merchandise come out for ECW, I'm all for it.
Hmm.
Hell yeah, me too.
Yeah, very cool. I just wish, like, if they were to do it though, they would actually just make it an ECW line. You know what I'm saying? Like elite ECW figures, whereas these are essentially like the WWE figures, and I think it may have had like a little ECW logo on it or something like that.
And
So yeah,
I,
go all the way with it.
Yeah.
I don't know how much credibility this holds, but I had seen something online that I read that they're wanting to bring ECW back in place of NXT. Have you guys heard anything about that?
I have not. That'd be insane. I mean, how the hell would you do that? I mean, of course, without the Vince McMahon, you know, rule of the fist, like him ruin it like he did with the relaunch. Do you put Paul Heyman in back? I don't even know if he'd still be interested to run it
I
again.
think
I
that
don't know.
from what I understood, but like I said, I don't know if there's any credibility to this at all. But I mean, if that were
I
me
don't.
and that was the
Yeah, I don't
decision,
think
I
they'll do
would put
that.
Paul Heyman in charge again. I mean, he at least has more money that he could pay his wrestlers because well, he doesn't even have to pay them.
I
He
could
just has to
see
do a
them
job.
maybe launching another brand as like a farm league or something like that, and having them book the same places that ECW ran, and maybe have it based up in that area. But an established brand like NXT, which is already on national television, I can't see them fooling with that. Like that's kind of their main farm league. So yeah, the ECW name, I'm surprised that they don't try to use it or WCW any more than what they do. The WCW name they've never tried to revive for any reason, really. So that's kind of surprising there, too, because that was their main competition for over a decade there.
Justin, I got a comment on your comment. You said I read just bring ECW One Night Stand back. I have to disagree, man, because like the whole idea behind the ECW One Night Stand was bringing all those old school original ECW guys, and those guys are just like broken down and old and stuff. Now they can't put that shit on anymore like
Yeah,
they
it's been
used
over
to.
20 years,
No.
so what can you do at this point with those guys?
Yeah. I mean, I love those shows, even the 2006 one, which wasn't as great as the '05 one, but I still
Yeah.
enjoy it. The energy from those crowds is like, that's like impossible to try to recreate like now. I mean, like you said, those guys are so old. I mean, hell, but I'd love to see New Jack come back, but he's no longer with us, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it'd be cool, but it's too late,
Yeah, the 2005, the original ECW one, that's my favorite pay-per-view of all time. And the entrance with Sandman coming out to the Metallica's Inner Sandman
Yeah,
is
that
the
shocked
best.
everybody, I think.
Yeah, that's the best
They-
fucking entrance I've ever seen. I love it,
Oh, yeah.
and like I get chills still when I watch it.
We were talking about figures, though. I did want to showcase these because these are like, I think I got the Dusty Rhodes one and showed it on the
Is
stream.
it the big rubber guys one?
It is.
You motherfucker!
But this is the Road Warriors.
Oh shit!
That is killer.
Yeah, I
I
got
So
like
you
both
got
of them.
oh damn!
Okay.
Did you see
I was-
the new ones? The pre-orders for the classic red and
The
black
LOD
one.
model.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like, yeah, I mean, this is the NWA era.
Yeah, that's the NWA
ones
look.
with the Road Warriors. The shoulder pads and everything. And here's the thing about these: like, if you had the legit LJNs back in the day, you hold one of these in your hands, it feels like an LJN. It doesn't feel like WCW had something similar. Like,
Is it got that oily texture to
It
them?
does. It does, and it has the same sort of weight and everything. Like they really did a great job with these, and I want to be very selective with the ones that I get because
They're
they're
like
big.
$50 a piece, though, right?
They are expensive. Yes.
Damn, That's kind of. I want the Dusty one really bad, but I was like, $50. I don't know. I got bills I got to pay.
Right. Yeah.
Let me tell you something, Chris. Here's what we're gonna do, baby. Yeah.
I am jealous. I have to say that. I've the
See the cowboy boots there?
damn, those are sweet. I have all of the elites that Mattel's put out so far of Dusty's, but I like to buy anything of the dust, baby.
Yeah. I'm kind of a Dusty collector as well. If I ever see anything like that in the store, I have to get it. But
sure.
Yeah, those man, the big rubber guys, they've done a great job with all those. The demolition one I missed out on. They did a demolition one.
Did you get the British Bulldogs ones?
No. Those are pretty close to copies of the original ones, I think. Like
I agree.
They look
well, the tires, because I think the original they had like maroon, reddish, like colored tights on, and the original figures.
They fixed the tights
but
on
yeah,
it.
I get what you're saying.
The Matildas with them, and then they've got
that's awesome.
Bad News Brown with a sewer rat. This time, yeah.
I was going to ask you a question though. If you hadn't, we were talking about like ECW, and I said something about the possibility of them rebranding NXT and the ECW again. Did you guys notice tonight when they showed the advertisement for the show next Saturday, of Deadline with the NXT guys? Mm-hmm. So they're not advertising it as NXT Deadline anymore. It just says WWE Deadline.
I did notice that, yeah. And I was like, I was like, did they forget the graphic or something? I didn't know what was going on there.
I think it's just where they're just looking at NXT as just like another show like Raw or SmackDown is. And they're not. They're separating it as they're not separating it any longer as like a developmental brand.
Just
because
a WWE show.
They're bringing a lot of guys from the main roster here lately working the NXT shows. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. Like I feel like we're going to see a lot more like when the Netflix deal starts in January. Mm-hmm. I think we'll be seeing the NXT people a lot, like on Raw and SmackDown. I think they're not going to do like I think they're going to end up doing away with the whole brand split and stuff, and just all these guys should just show up on whatever show.
And then, I mean, in any event, like, do they get rid of the World Heavyweight Championship? I mean, would you have to if you end the brand split, kind of?
Well, yeah, there's that too, but I don't know, man, because like we were talking earlier about the introduction to the Intercontinental and the U.S. title for the women's. Like, if they're bringing more belts into this, I don't think they're going to get rid of anything.
Play with it all the titty, baby.
Right, baby.
He can squeeze a little bit, get some of that stain juice all over you, baby.
Slipping up that tab, if you
will. But yeah, guys, I guess that is it. The next big show coming up now, Elimination Chamber. Is that the next one up, or are they doing?
No, next one will be Royal Rumble.
Okay, so Royal Rumble in February, and then Elimination Chamber in February as well.
Yeah.
Chamber is in March.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh, okay.
Because they do Manias in April now. I keep forgetting that. But yeah, the Royal Rumble is February the 1st in Indianapolis, and we were actually, when they went on sale, we were trying to get tickets to go. It was like, because I'd already went ahead and booked a room in Indianapolis. I was like, because I'm going to get tickets. I'm going to get tickets for Rumble. I've never been to one. But dude, like the ticket prices on these, like just the cheapest ones, I think were like almost $400 a seat. And I'm like, fuck that. I can't pay that. I'm sorry.
I had heard they had raised ticket prices quite a bit. I mean, just in lieu of like all the business that's been going on, like the resurgence of popularity, and they're not doing comp tickets for the wrestlers as much as they used to anymore.
Well,
so like,
it's a TKO thing. Like, yeah, I knew this was going to happen. Like as soon as like TKO took over with WWE, because they do the same shit with UFC, and I was like, oh no, I'm never going to get to go to another WWE event as long as I live. This is fucking wild.
Well, they're doing fewer and fewer house shows too, right? How many house shows are they doing now?
They're doing less house shows. Like you were talking about the pre-tapings. They're doing that more. Yeah, I mean, they're like cutting expenses as much as they can, and so that they can maximize profitability. But I mean, like, hell, you're already at like 1.7 or 1.8 billion. Like, how much more fucking money do you guys need? Jesus Christ.
And other than the Netflix deals starting in January, one of the biggest things that's intrigued me for 2025 in WWE is John Cena's return and how that's going to unfold, because supposedly, according to him, he's going to be working the entire year next year. And he's going to be officially retired on December 31st, 2025. So how do you guys see that playing out as far as like, what do you think? Do you have any matches in mind, or any, like what his last WrestleMania match would be or anything?
Hopefully not another title run. I just don't think he needs it. His legacy's already cemented. I mean, he's fucking John Cena, you know, like I don't think he needs that. As far as who he faces, he'll probably have a few.
I don't think he does either. I don't think he needs it, but I think it's going to happen. I think it's going to happen.
Not again.
I think because he's tied right now with Flair. Well, according to WWE's like title run.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I think Cena's going to surpass that. I think they're going to give him one last title run.
Although the truth is, Flair won way more championships than 16. I heard. Well,
according to Flair, because I watched this interview, and he said that the number is actually 21.
Right.
But there's certain like the titles that WCW, like in the early 90s, they had this WCW International World Heavyweight Championship, and apparently WWE does not count those reigns as like canon or whatever.
It was the big belt though, still, right? It was the big gold belt. That was the Intercontinental.
It was at first, but then they made a new title because it was the one that like Sting held it in WCW, Rick Rude held it there in the early 90s, like Vader had it, because they just put a new Ultimate Edition of Vader out that comes with that belt.
At one point in time, we need to do a retro wrestling night for the which one was it? It was Great American Bash 91, where they had like some generic Southern title as the World Championship. This is when Flair took it to WWF.
Yeah.
Damn, that was a rough year for WCW.
Yeah, that was a dark time for WCW, in my opinion.
So, all right, guys, we appreciate everybody tuning in and everything. And Crater, you got anything coming up? You're starting a channel. Is it ever?
I am. I'm glad you asked that, because I'm actually doing something. Well, I'm going to attempt to do it starting on January 1st. I'm going to be starting my new YouTube channel. It's just going to be called Crater Mania. I had this other title I wanted to go with. Me and you were talking about it, Wes, like Crater Time or something. And I was going to have like the Vader theme to do like the intros and stuff. But no, I'm going to be starting that like on January 1st. I'm going to be doing it like all year. Like it's going to be a lot of work, but I've never sit down and watched at least 500 movies in a year. So I'm going to be trying that.
Wow.
I am trying that. And I'll be doing videos talking about them all and stuff. And I've already kind of got them all picked out of what I want to watch. And
all 500.
I'm fucking crazy, man. I'm insane. I've got them scheduled for the dates I want and everything. So like, and I'll just like throw example out there, like for around Easter, I've got like Critters 2, and my buddy Jeremy Moorhead, he put out, which he's a fan of Dead Pit, by the way. I don't know if you know who he is, but he
yeah, I know.
But he put out that documentary, or he was part of the documentary, the Fredhead documentary.
Epic Film Guys podcast, right?
Yeah, he's part of the Epic Film Guys podcast. He put out a slasher movie called Easter Sunday several years ago, so I'm going to be watching that. I've never watched it before, and I told him that I would watch it, when I start the channel up and everything. So he's like, oh God, he goes, please go easy on me. So I don't know what to expect because of that, but yeah, I'm excited, and I hope
maybe you can put
some people. If nobody watches, that's cool too. Like I'm really like, I decided to do this because I just want like people, I guess this like family members and stuff to know like what I really, because that's something I don't really talk about. You'd think I would, like with my son or my wife, but I don't really like talk about a lot of stuff that I really do enjoy. So a lot of this stuff is going to be new to them too, and it'll just always be like on record for like future Prater generations or something, I guess.
There you go.
You got to do some wrestling content. Tell me you're going to do
Oh,
that.
I will.
Okay.
I've got a few wrestling movies like that I'm going to be doing. I've already got like,
Legendary.
No Holds Barred, and what's that one movie that Roddy
Knucklehead with Big Show.
Do you know the movie I'm talking about? I think it was it called Body Slam?
Body Slam, yeah.
Roddy Piper, and it has the dude from A-Teens in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'm excited.
Jacob Fatu's dad's in it.
Yeah, he is. I mean, there's a lot of fucking guys in it. But yeah, I've put this shit off for far too long. I've been wanting to do this like for forever, and now I've finally got the means to do it. So
cool.
Very
awesome. So that's starting in January. I'm gonna hold you to that. Got it here.
And no, Jackson Jack, I'm not going to shave before the premiere of Raider Station.
Mark,
Listen,
you
don't
got
want
anything
to
coming
see
up?
me without a beard again. Trust me.
Yeah, actually, I'm going to probably jump onto another recording right after this. It'll be some video game stuff, which will be really brand new for my channel. I mean, I've never done anything video game wise, but I thought maybe I'll switch it up a little bit, see how that goes. But yeah, it'll be me, and Rambo should be joining me if he's free. Hopefully he will be. But yeah,
I love when Rambo does the video game stuff, man, because like I love seeing him play those old PS1 games and shit. He's awesome.
Hardcore into the video. Like with me, there was a break off point with video games. Probably, like I was hardcore into it up to the Super Nintendo, and then the generation after that, I bought and I played, but I wasn't super into, and then I just fell off of it. So I could do. Yeah, if somebody's wanting to do like Bubsy or something on Sega, we could play that, or Clay Fighter or Mortal Kombat or something. But anything, I had a PlayStation, the PlayStation 1, and there was one killer wrestling game on the PlayStation 1. That
Legends of Wrestling? Or PlayStation 1.
Not in your house. That was
it wasn't
killer.
a WWF or a WCW game. It was like...
Was it Fire Pro Wrestling?
It might have been it, yeah. It was like
that was a good one.
Yeah, it was like almost like a Japanese wrestling game or something, but it was here in the United States.
Yeah, it was probably Fire Pro. Yeah, because they made one for the PlayStation 2 called Fire Pro Wrestling Returns, and that's one of the best fucking wrestling games I've ever played.
I remember.
They got an update. I forget what I think it's called Fire Pro Wrestling World. It's on like PS4. Yeah, there's a lot of custom shit on there, man. That's one of my favorite things about wrestling games is like all the custom creations and stuff that people can upload now. It's really awesome.
Oh yeah.
But I was going to mention to you, Mark, like if you and Rambo are doing like video game, you guys should do Dino Crisis sometime, because they just added that to the PlayStation Store, like the original PS1. And I'm actually going to probably get it here soon once I get paid again. But because I've not played that game in years, but I remember it being really awesome.
The only thing is that he's going to be like doing, I guess you could call it commentary. I'm going to be playing. He's going to be, so and I only play on PC nowadays. So
you can just download everything then.
Yeah, basically. Unless it's like cross-play game, then I don't know if me and him could actually play something together. But maybe that's a good idea, though. I mean, I didn't even think about that. We could try.
All
right, guys. Everyone directly after this is going to be on Stuntman Mark's channel and Rambo Raph's channel?
Yeah,
How
should be. Yeah.
Okay, so go and check it out and raid that stream as well. I think that's what it's called. That's what the hipsters call it, or the young folk. I don't even know what but we appreciate everybody joining in and everything. And we will definitely be back for the Royal Rumble. Maybe we can talk Uncle Bill into joining us, and Garrett. I think Garrett didn't even start watching this until it was about over because he didn't realize.
Yeah, I was wondering where he was. And
yeah,
he didn't realize it started so early, so he didn't really have time to watch it and do the show. So, but yeah,
Maybe we
next time
shouldn't
he'll
wait
be-
that long to do another. Maybe we should do one for Saturday night's main event too, if you have the time. You know,
If I'm here, yeah, I mean we'll see, or Garrett can do it with you
you
guys.
could do like a
or-
short thing on it or something. That'd be
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
I mean, I enjoy these, especially like me and Uncle Bill was talking about Survivor Series '97, going back there and revisiting some of these shows I hadn't seen in many years.
Mhm.
So yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm always for it if I'm around. But all right, guys, everybody have a good one, and we will catch you guys next time, whenever that is. And
I love you, Solo.
I'd like to tell people, thumbs up the video, Uncle Bill.
Would you?
Yes. Thumbs it up with violence and fury, and just love everything about it.
You hit the heart button, and you hit the ass button, then you hit the go fuck yourself button. Follow that up with the I don't give a shit button.
There's all kinds of wonderful shirts over at shop.deadpit.com. Simply the best horror shirts. On TeePublic, there are others, but they all suck. You can get some Dead Pit radio shirts. You can get Last South on the left. The Hills Have Eyes. Texas Chainsaw. Oh, wait, you can't say Texas Chainsaw. All kinds of shirts, folks. You're gonna love them. Shop.deadpit.com.
Special thanks goes out to our supporters on Patreon. Do you know what kind of stuff you can get on Patreon, Uncle Bill, starting at only $1 a month?
What's that?
Access to every Dead Pit show since 2005. We got almost 200 fan commentaries that we've done over the decades.
We have a literal jukebox full of songs and thousands of reviews. I don't even know how many shows are up on there now that we've done over the years.
Hundreds of thousands.
You need to figure this out now and subscribe to us on Patreon and YouTube and Instagram and help us to 1 million. The road to 1 million subscribers starts today.
So deadpitonpatreon.com. Join today. Tiers start at only $1, but I'd recommend at least the $10 tier.
You can do 50. The stock market's crashing around us, folks, but send